There it is. Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms, here to talk all things 2A related and have some fun with you guys in the chat. So comment down below, and here I am forgetting to turn off my microphone or my speaker. Wow, a little bit of a lag there too. How about that? Anyway, okay. It's funny, I mute all of my other things, but for whatever reason the Bluetooth speaker still works. So hey, anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining. And of course, we are streaming on Rumble. I have Rumble up this time. So for those of you that are watching on Rumble, thank you so much. I'm not going to miss your chats this time. And last week, we also had the issue with Super Chats not showing up on StreamYard for whatever reason. So I'll make sure I'm bouncing around and getting to everybody too. And hopefully we don't have that problem this week. I already see quite a few of you down in the comment section or chat as it is right now. So that's freaking awesome. So thank you guys so much. Anyway, don't forget, Super Chats are the for sure way that I will answer your questions unless some bullshit happens like last week. If that's the case, I'm sorry. I will make sure to, again, jump around and get to all of you guys. Anyway, hey, did you see Guns and Gadgets' latest video? Jared put out something about some lawyers, Every Town for Gun Safety, and some other anti-2A, bullshit, trying to say that it's actually against federal law to sell AR-15s, like that thing right there that I have sitting right there, right? I also have another one right there, and even one in the corner over there, and apparently it's against federal law to sell those, according to this couple of lawyers. So, that's pretty funny. So comment down below your thoughts about that. But anyway, some bullshit if you ask me. But I hope you guys had a good weekend. Again, today is Monday the 24th, and if you're tuning in after the live stream, that's quite all right. Hopefully you can catch us next week or the following week after that one, and so on and so forth. And again, appreciate all you guys tuning in. Let's go ahead and get to it here. I know a couple of you guys were already waiting in the comments section. I already saw Evan there. Very first comment, Ken I has gun. And according to those two lawyers that I was just talking about, no, you can't if it's an AR-15 at least. So make sure you're out there buying things other than AR-15s, like some lever guns or some Barrett 50 cals or something else that might be banned in California. I don't know. But anyway, Tanner, good to see you guys. Steel City 556, thank you for tuning in. We got Lavin in here. Thank you guys so much. Blue Liberty, sup. Every evening, everyone from Keith. And I think it's really cool, too, that a lot of you guys are already hopping in here, starting your conversations and everything. And I think a lot of you guys, I want to say Monday, I average anywhere between 400 to 600 viewers that come in and watch and just hang out and listen at least. And I think that's really cool. I think what I need a plan, something on my own, for you loyal live stream viewers / listeners, a meetup. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like range day, brewery in the evening, if you're in the area type of thing, you know what I mean? Maybe later this year when it gets a little bit cooler or something like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun, so thank you guys really for tuning in and, just hanging out for a couple of hours with me here, and Keith also asking, what's the topic or what are we going to make me talk about? That's it's easy to do. You guys can definitely get me wound up without a problem. Speaking of which, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. It's you can find me, at Magdump Morgan. It says it right, down below over there. But I was posting to my story about how one guy was already pissing me off in the comments section. Every now and then I'll go back to some of our old videos and read some of the comments, right? Even, of course, the newer ones also, obviously. But this one was on our training video with Chris Tonto Peranto, with Battleline Tactical, with Michael Billings, the lead instructor, hosted by Fort Scott Munitions. And we were there with all sorts of other people. Hank Strange was there, Jared, Guns and Gadgets, Daniel Defense was there, Gun Owners of America was there, Matt, if you're watching, Kaylee, if you're watching, love you guys. And DEFCON 6, I'm giving you a shout out, dude, because your comments on that video I thought were pretty good. Pretty much calling everybody that trains like that posers, which I thought was pretty funny. It sounds kind of like, I don't know, what's that Dakota guy, was a Marine Medal of Honor recipient, something like that. Yes, Dakota Meyer talking about LARPing and body armor and civilians shouldn't do that type of stuff or something rather, you know what I mean? And which I think is absolutely bullshit. All right, get out there, go to your range, run and gun, get that physical fitness up to and everything, and fuck the haters is what I say. So there you go. I thought that was kind of funny. If you want to make me talk about something that I don't always get into the comments section right away and start, throwing punches or, get into those little online debates because they're kind of pointless. But today I had the time. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I thought it was pretty funny. All right. But anyway, let's get back to a couple more of you guys again in the chat. I'm seeing Rumble, Roberto, Simplify to you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. And Tanner, your dick. I don't like taxes. All right. By the way, that's a cute looking kid. So congratulations. Anyway, Tanner, glad to have you back, man. Thank you so much. Keith, thank you again too. Permits also suck. Anything government sucks. You guys are absolutely right. And War Dog, coming in here asking about a good stainless steel barrel for a Ruger 5.56 AR. Ruger barrels aren't bad. I don't know who they outsource to. I don't think Ruger makes their own barrels. But if you're looking to replace, there's quite a few very good barrel makers out there. One of the best is probably Criterion, so check them out. If you're looking for something quality still, a little bit larger name, a Ballistic Advantage, of course, under the same umbrella as Aero Precision and Stag and VG6 and all them. Great products all the way around for all those names I just mentioned. And so, by the way, Aero Precision on Instagram recently put out a pretty funny post, about getting, like shadow banned and things like that. And and they said, they'll figure it out. So there's a bunch of, images of the optic, but no gun, while people are shooting them and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. So, yeah, adapt and overcome, Aero Precision. Good job, guys. But anyway, very good. Hey, I was not a minute late. All right, you will let freedom die. No, I was not a minute late. I was right on time. My time. All right, so there you go. Tactical Jawa 15. What's up, man? I was just talking to you on Instagram. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Appreciate it. Where Mark 18? Altihan 47901. It is right there, right? That isn't the Mark 18 upper. This week, I have the Aero Precision, an 11.5-inch carbine length upper receiver on it. And at the end of it, you'll notice the Huxworks Flow. That is the 5.56K silencer, and that is the Surefire Turbo light on the end of it with the Trijicon RMR ACOG collaboration. And the reason it's outfitted like that is because I shot a video comparing the Flow 5.56K to the Surefire RC2 silencer that you see right there. And so stay tuned. That one was a pretty fun one to do. I did a little bit of night shooting with the two, and well, you'll just have to wait and see the video. I don't want to spoil anything, but nighttime shooting, I sent my drone down range, had it looking up range so you could see what the muzzle flash looked like. If you're getting shot at by one of these things, probably wouldn't recommend. But anyway, and the different types of muzzle flash that we got out of the two was exciting to see, to say nonetheless there. So again, stay tuned for that one. All right. By the way, for those of you that may have noticed, the thumbnail for today's video was, me posing with one of those James River Armory Type 56 underfolders, and in honor of the AK guy winning his fight. I don't know if you guys knew this. Brandon Herrera was training for a fight, and he won it. It was good. Got that knockout in there. Right. So it was pretty cool to watch and see that. Hoorah, brother. Good to see you, Scott. And yeah, how's that cardio? It's coming. All right. I did do a mile, 2 days ago now, with the plate carrier on, and it sucked. All right. Trying to get back into it a little bit. So there you go. Yes, I am Player Scav. I am streaming from the bunker today. All right. Blue Liberty. Good to see you in here also. Thank you guys so much. And, no, not coming live from Nut & Fancy's bunker. Do you guys remember Nut & Fancy? He's still putting out stuff, I believe. So, but there you go. X-Man Sasquatch is asking if SDI is worth it. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not sure. I haven't taken any classes by SDI. I haven't partnered with them in any type of way or anything like that. But from everything that I've seen, it looks like they offer some pretty good stuff, right? Obviously, you're going to have to pay for all the material and tools and everything, which makes sense. But I don't know. I don't feel like it wouldn't be worth it. So, there's that. But again, having not been through any of their courses, not too sure. All right. Let's see here. Let's get into a couple more. Radical RF-15 is my first. Ryan is saying he just got his first rifle. Radical's not bad. It's a good affordable build or affordable rifle. And so I say right there, yeah, you should be doing pretty good with that. Let us know how you like it a little bit, down the road. But anyway, hello from Alaska. Victor, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, man. How you guys doing up there in Alaska? How are things going, So, Victorium Gaming. Victorium here is wanting a top 5 45 ACP video. And, I don't know why, because the FNX 45 Tactical would just be in every position. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. AR-14 for the win. Right. AR-10s, the TJ. So AR-10s are awesome. I'm a big fan of them. My first AR I ever built was actually an AR-10. I decided to go that way because, I had enough 5.56 guns at that point in time. But anyway, so let's see here. Jay Trulston, what if someone has already bought an AR-15 in this hypothetical? That's a good question. If selling an AR-15 is a federal offense, what about purchasing? Yeah, that's a good question, right? So there you go. Oh, man. Let's see here. A couple of you guys in here are pretty funny. Hey, Clint, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Coming in from Twitch. Appreciate it. Crunchy Taco 05. Am doing pretty well. Let's see here. Continuing on. This Matt Skimizi. This live chat is the best thing about a Monday. That's awesome. Man, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all being in here. And I'm glad to see that this is the best thing for, on your Monday. I guess it's, a Monday, so it could be worse. You know what I mean? I guess. But anyway, or I guess it's not too hard to beat. Right here. Oh, the Chipmunk 444. So I did ask Matt if he could join us today, but unfortunately he's not. So maybe next time. But AK-47 or SKS, I'm probably going to go AK, right? Just because I'm not saying it's better than the SKS, but detachable 30-round magazine versus not detachable 30-round magazine. And no, I'm not going to Archangel Bubba my SKS, you know what I mean? But, if you want to, that's completely fine. Go about it. Do it. It's your business. But I will say I think the AK is probably a better choice. It's more versatile in my mind. So the SKS, however, is a it's a great gun. That's all there is to it. And, I'm a fan of the SKS. It's a lot of fun to shoot for sure. Coming over to Rumble, I see the SDI Worth It. I saw that one come through. Did that come through from Rumble onto StreamYard? Is that working like it's supposed to? I have no idea, but that would be really cool if it did. If not, whatever. I got Rumble up over here. But let's see here. Lewis 1911 from Rumble is asking if I saw the AR-15 HD defense with monoblock. No, I have not. So I might have to check that one out. All right. And who's that? Acted, AKTED. Has FN gotten you the FN 510 or Reflex yet for you to test? Not yet. Hopefully soon though. All right. Hopefully soon, but we'll see. All right. Anyway, staying up here. Let's see. I want to make sure let's see what's up. So I see a couple of you guys asking about like the brace ruling, for instance, and well, I haven't really heard much of anything. I don't know if it's just a standstill, if it is what it is at the moment, and they're kind of being treated like stocks. I don't know. So pretty interesting. And let's see, maybe let's go actually get a 33 shot K dot up here who's asking about the brace ruling. My buddy Jared, Guns and Gadgets, he does a really good job at keeping you up to date and informed about all that stuff. Follow Armed Scholar also. He does a really good job with it. And, you know, as far as the brace thing goes, it's obviously some bullshit, right? And my opinion behind it, quite simply, would be, yeah, you know, the NFA shouldn't exist, right? The National Firearms Act shouldn't exist, so screw it. But anyway, I think somebody asked also, I saw somebody ask a question about something. Lucas Bakken comment, there you go. Okay, here we go. Yep, I'm unknown. Gonna get a DDM4 V7 as my first AR very soon. Thoughts? You can't go wrong with that. That is an excellent choice. And I saw somebody else say something about the M4A1, and both good guns. You won't go wrong either way. And I absolutely agree with that, coming from Schwizzy. So, yeah, you know, yeah. That's that. Oh, by the way, I didn't realize that was a super chat, Victorium Gaming. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And you wanting to get a top 5 45 ACP handguns, like I said, it'd be kind of, you know, a weak video because, you know, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spot would be the FNX 45 Tactical and an honorable mention of a 1911. So, I mean, you know, there you go. In all seriousness, there are actually a lot of good guns out there chambered in 45 ACP. And I think that would probably be a good like top 5 fight even. It's been a while since we've done one of those. So maybe we'll do that. All right. But thank you, Victorium, so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. And I definitely agree with this coming from One Car Fast. Clint, the National Firearms Act, the Gun Control Act, and the Hughes Amendment sucks. They absolutely do. And they should all go away, just like the ATF and the IRS and all those other things. Anyway, Angelo Tornetta, you're the man, Clint. Love the videos you guys have out on the channel. Appreciate that. You're the man. Thank you so much. Glad you are enjoying them. From Twitch, JC6683, Classic Firearms. Hey, Clint, love the video you guys did on the Springfield Echelon. Awesome pistol. Yeah, I am actually pretty impressed with that, to be quite frank with you. The Springfield Armory Echelon, they did a really good job on it. They did good. What more can I say? You know, it's modular, feels good, great capacity. The overall ergonomics are fantastic. It's definitely ambidextrous, which is great. Ambidextrous without having to switch anything. So even the mag release, ambidextrous as it comes. You don't have to, you know, pop it out or put it in any other type of way. You just push the damn button and the magazine falls out. But all of it feels really, really good. I'm impressed by it. Not impressed with Springfield Armory's track record when it comes to supporting the Second Amendment, but you know, here we are. If we're just talking about the gun, they did a good job. Okay. Hopping back over to Rumble. Yep. So I see you there. Let me go ahead and hide this comment wherever that went. So that way we could talk about this here. Yeah. Let's see. Wesley, glad he mentioned Rumble was on that hellhole known as Twitch. That's funny. Clint, how about the FNX 45 Compact from Bo McDaniels? The FNX 45 in general is fantastic, and it doesn't matter which option you choose. It could be the 45 Tactical, just the FNX 45. It could be the FNX 45 Compact. It's just a phenomenal firearm, and it handles very well, and the trigger on it is fantastic also. So they did a great job on that all around. Strategic missed calls. That's pretty funny. Have you seen Hoffman Tactical Super Safety? I have not. Is that something that I should take a look at? If it is, Hoffman Tactical Super Safety. I will take a look at that and see if that's something. I'm pulling it up. What is this? The Super Safety is a 3D printable active trigger system for the AR-15. Oh, I can already tell I'm going to want one of these, aren't I? And let's see here, allowing faster, more efficient follow-up shots. Interesting. I am Hoffman Tactical Super Safety. Okay. All right. I'm not going to talk too much more about it because I don't want it to get FRT'd. So we'll leave it with that. I want to try it, and I'll keep you guys in the know. Anyway. Oh, man. Let's see here. AZ Sandshark 000. We need more from those on the right in Confess, in Congress maybe. They are awful silent when the AFT are determining law at will, which they are not a law-making branch. There's only one place where laws are made, Congress, and the ATF is not that. They don't have the power to make laws. So therefore, these things that they determine at will are unlawful, to say the least. So there you go. And yes, Gerard, did I hear recently that the courts ruled against some of the ATF laws? And if so, what were they? The ATF has not ruled specifically against some laws, from what I understand, but this sounds like that they're doing a pretty good job at saying, hey, let's take away a little bit of power here, take away a little bit of power there. Armed Scholar talks about some of that in some of his videos. So, yeah, so there you go, right? I think both in great condition. So, yeah, so I think we're talking about the AK and the SKS again. The Chipmunk 444. We'll agree with Schwizzy, but if you can dial in as to what type the AK is, it might be a more valuable unit. Good point, Crunchy Taco. That is actually a really good point. Didn't think about, are we talking some other AKs out there that might blow up on you? Or are we talking AKs that have some reputation and history behind them? Yeah, that's a really good point. So nicely done. All right, thank you, Crunchy Taco, for that. Which EOTech magnifier for do all? That's an interesting one from Adam84. I don't know. I've been running the... I might have one sitting here underneath all this shit that I need to clean on my desk. I'm really glad I got the camera angle positioned to where you guys just see me and not my desk, because it is a absolute mess. No, I don't have the G33 magnifier right here in front of me, but the G33 is a good one. It offers you that 3 power magnification, or 3 times magnification, which is pretty good. There's the G45 out there, offerings for the 5 power magnification, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to go with a 5 power magnifier, just maybe go with like an LPVO, maybe, because it's a chunky boy also, but I don't know. But yeah, I like the G33 quite a bit. Also, interesting, Blitzlander, too much mag failures for my SIG Spear, very depressing. Ouch. So, do you have the SIG Spear battle rifle, not the Spear LT? What type of mag failures are you having? Is it the over insertion issue that, I had? I am curious. So let me know. Just had a super chat come through here. And thank you, Humberto Silva. Here in Brazil, we are experiencing a restriction on weapons imposed by the government. I am a big fan of your channel. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the super chat. You are the best. And it's unfortunate, though, you've got that going on in Brazil. I feel like, a lot of the videos that I see of, all sorts of crazy shit happening, a lot of it takes place in Brazil. And, Humberto, I've never been to Brazil. Let us know in the chat, what do you think a good solution is? Because, hey, the restriction on weapons, we have seen that throughout the course of history and all throughout the world. It doesn't work. At the end of the day, criminals, I think they do this thing called breaking the law, criminal activity, and they probably won't comply and turn in their guns, right? So that means that only the law-abiding is, this is the same song and dance that we've heard time and time again. So only the law-abiding will be left without firearms, and thus the means to protect themselves. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a shitty situation to me. So, Humberto, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you're staying safe. Thanks for the super chat, and thanks for the support, man. That means a lot. So cool to have some international viewers in here, that's for sure. Let's see here. Oh, Rostic, good to see you again. Smart Shooters LLC. This is Rostic Arms. Still need to get you one of our rifles. Let us know how. Hey, I am down to just about test anything and let consumers know, what's going on. Or let manufacturers know also. I've said it multiple times before. We'll put out reviews of things and then my opinions on stuff like that. But if I get something ultimately that just isn't working right or something like that, I'm not assuming that's what this is going to be, by the way. I just want to let people know, how some of our reviews go. If we get a product, a firearm, an optic, whatever the hell it might be, and it just doesn't perform well, I will take back our findings, the video that we did shoot, send it to the manufacturer and say, come back for round 2. So that way, whenever we actually shoot the video and whatever, and we release it to the public, we can say, hey, this was our experience. This manufacturer learned from those experiences and did that, right? It's happened on a rare occasion. But, sometimes it happens. But I will say this, I'm down to test just about anything, run a couple thousand rounds to it, see how it performs and all that type of fun stuff. So I just need to actually contact you, I guess. So Smart Shooters LLC, all right? But anyway, the Milkman 417 is wanting to know who won the CMMG. And, Justice, I'm your nephew. Justice is, in fact, my nephew. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Good to see you, man. But let's see here. Who won the CMMG? Oh, man, that was an old one from a little bit ago. And to be completely honest with you, I don't remember. We can go through our emails if you're subscribed to our emails list, which if you are signing up for the contests, then, you should have gotten the email notification that said who won the CMMG. All right. So there you go. Oh, man. Oh, some of you guys are too funny, by the way, in here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Andrew, you about made me mad, man. Andrew George says here, I support the Second Amendment, but, and those are some of my least favorite people. I support the Second Amendment, but, but he has a good take here. I support the Second Amendment, but I think we should repeal the NFA and Hughes Amendment. But in addition to supporting the Second Amendment, we should further support it by doing this. So yeah, that makes absolute sense. Yeah, thank you. Nathan, hey Clint, love the channel. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Brian on Facebook is saying, buy me some nods. Dude, I can't even afford nods, man. This PVS 14 monotube, this thing's old too, dude. Absolutely no way. All right, so that's not happening. Let's see here. Legacy Productions in the chat. Good to see you again. Thank you so much, man. And hey, Clint, top 5 guns from Sound of Freedom video. Keep up the good work, man. I have yet to see that movie, but apparently it's been all the talk. It's been, oh man, there's 3 movies out right now that have caused a lot of social media craziness. The Sound of Freedom, Oppenheimer, and Barbie. I have yet to see any of these movies, but I can guarantee you I will be seeing Oppenheimer, and Sound of Freedom because, well, if you guys have followed our rescue, Operation Underground Railroad, they are all about ending child trafficking, human trafficking, but with the focusing on the emphasis of children being trafficked. And so they put out a really good true false about Sound of Freedom, and ultimately it's a very true to the actual story of Tim Ballard. And I thought that was pretty cool, I don't know how much gunplay is actually in the movie. Maybe once it becomes available for streaming and more people see it without having to worry about spoiling it or anything like that, we could do that. I will tell you, though, right now, we probably won't be doing the top 5 guns of Oppenheimer because Big Boy would win. Anyway, that was a bad joke. All right, Junior Campos. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat again. Thank you, Legacy and Bardo, for tuning in, guys, and supporting the channel. IWI Zion 15 versus the St. Victor rifle. Rifle versus rifle. Which one is the better buy? Damn. That's a tough one. The IWI is the one that I always go to as a good recommendation for like a first AR, because honestly, it has everything you need, including the B5 Systems furniture on it, the stock and grip. But it's also not so basic that you're going to want to immediately upgrade it after you get used to it, right? It already has the M-LOK rail. It comes with accessories for attaching a sling. I think it even comes with sights. Again, it just comes with everything that you need out of a good performing rifle right out of the box. And then Springfield Saint they can also have the Victor line of rifles that utilize like BCM furniture and things like that. Also really nice rifles. And so that's a really hard one to compare. I would say honestly that those are so similar. Whichever one you can find a better deal on price point wise, you're gonna be set. I honestly, that's how I feel about that, Junior, and I hope that answers your question. At the end of the day, whichever one has a better price. All right. So there you go. Keith throwing in the "Let's go, Brandon." Oh man, that's pretty funny. Let's see. Have I shot, from JC6683, have I shot the BCM Recce 11 QRF? What's my opinion on BCM rifles? Having just talked about BCM and their furniture, they're fantastic. You cannot go wrong. In fact, I don't think it's out just yet. Because we just did another top 5 AR-15s of 2023, I think. And let's just say BCM is always on that list, right? BCM is fantastic. And again, if you want a good, reliable rifle that's, gets you in and out of the fight, BCM's a good one to go with. And I would absolutely trust BCM in that front. So there you go. Oh, man. Brian Rosario Perez, got it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Vortex Viper PST 1-6 Gen 2 with canted dot or just the LPVO alone. By the way, Rumble, I see you guys. See you. I pointed over here because that's where you are for me. I'll be with you guys in just a second. But canted red dot or just the LPV alone. So the Vortex Viper PST is a fantastic optic as it is. Great. It's a 1-6. I would feel comfortable with just the LPV alone. That was LPVO alone. Because of that one power setting, right? And with that too, if it has the illuminated reticle, which I believe all the Viper PSTs do, you can use, again, I've mentioned this aiming concept, the bend and aiming concept a lot in a lot of different videos and live streams and everything. And it's where you keep both eyes open and the reticle overlays your target, utilizing one eye or the other. I've explained it plenty of times. But ultimately, I would say you're probably just fine, and I wouldn't worry too much about the red dot. Save yourself some money there. I know you can find some pretty affordable red dots out on the market, but take those couple $100 or hell, even $1,000 for a red dot. They exist. And put that into some ammo, put that into some training, something along those lines, right? So, Brian, that's what I think about that. I'd probably just go with just the LPVO alone. And again, mission dictates, right? So whatever the role is of that rifle, or whatever setup it might be, would also dictate what might be easier, because if it's going to be mostly CQB, then I might not even go with the LPVO. You know what I mean? So there you go. I said I'd get over here to you guys on Rumble, so let's go ahead and take a look at you guys and see what's happening on Rumble. Yes, we got, wow, quite a few of you watching on Rumble. That's pretty awesome. So thank you guys for tuning in. And it looks like it's working good. I'm remembering the comments here. The super chats are coming in, so that's awesome. So thank you guys so much. And I'm not forgetting any of you guys, all right? So there we go. But let's see here. Roberto, Copper Jacket TV, good source also for 2A case updates. That's awesome. Good to know. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Wesley, we've had some good wins on the frames and receivers rule. That's the one I couldn't remember. Yes. Which gets less attention than the braces, but probably matters more. That's right. The ATF was wanting to redefine what a receiver is ultimately for firearms and things like that. So it's nice that the Supreme Court has pretty much said, hey, you can't really do that. So go screw yourself. So there you go. Fox, let's see here. Fox Mortar 013. Gotta love all the former government employees now shitting on the government. Yep. Do you know? Maybe we'll get Kaya there soon. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see here. Snazzy Jack is wanting to know 300 blackout or AR-57 next. Recreational. I don't know if 5.7 is still as elusive, as it has been. Either way, those aren't cheap rounds, 5.7 or 300 blackout. If you're looking for something recreational, I will say that I've had a really hard time finding something more fun to shoot than a suppressed 300 blackout, especially subsonics. So, that's how I feel about that. And the AR-57 is also a lot of fun. So, I don't know. I also feel like a 300 blackout would be more useful. I mean, 5.7 is a great round, don't get me wrong, but, putting that into it, I don't know. Now I'm going to go 300 blackout. All right, I'm going to say 300 blackout, so there you go. Kaya said AR-57. That's funny. Whipple Coyote, why are you scared to 1v1 Kaya at COD? It's not that I'm scared. I honestly don't give a shit. It's a video game. But I will say I have not had time to play video games. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for a while, and then life started getting crazy, and I don't know. Maybe I can make an exception because it's for work, right? So, all right, soon enough. I've got our capture card. I got everything for streaming. I honestly, now I need to find my my cable for my Xbox. I don't know what I did with it. I was using it. It's the same adapter to charge camera batteries, and I don't know what I did with it. So anyway, continuing on. There you go. Washington gun law. Omnin veritatum. Washington gun law, good for 2A updates, mainly Washington State, but all U.S. when morons rule. Yes, very good. So how about that? Kraken024, are you using factory shims or AccuWashers for your Mark 18? Just got my RC2 and want to lessen the risk of a baffle strike. I don't think you have too much to worry about. So I've got the factory shims on mine. It is the closed time. My upper is upstairs, so I need to grab that. But anyway, it's the closed time war comp for the Surefire RC2. For those of you that don't know, that is a muzzle device that Surefire makes to make the QD attachment for their silencers. Cool. And so that's what I am using and have been using for a couple years now. And look, if you're worried about a baffle strike, invest in one of those Huxworks. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a diameter rod. It's measured in the correct diameter for either 5.56, 7.62, whatever it might be. And all this thing does, you just drop it down the muzzle, and as long as it freely travels, then you have nothing obstructing the round, and you will also know that your muzzle device is fitted correctly, because if it doesn't freely travel, if it cants in any type of way, and it's very specific, it's very precise, it's made so you know that your muzzle device is aligned. Alignment rod? That sounds good. Anyway, we got them on our website. Huxworks makes them. They're carbon fiber. They're lightweight. They're awesome. And they're everything that you'll need to make sure that you won't have any baffle strikes. So there you go. Alignment rod. Yeah, that's exactly it. There we go. Look at that. That makes sense. So there you go. So thank you, Whipple Coyote, for that. All right. So anyway, continuing on here, saw another super chat come through. Thank you guys so much for that. And yes. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. A few more that I missed because I was talking to you guys on Rumble. That's okay. Let's see here. Iron Phoenix. Canik Missane, Wow, Canik Matei, MC9. What to get for the new. All right, so Iron Phoenix, thank you so much for the super chat. And this one I'm torn because I've got both. The Canik Matei MC9 or the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus optics ready. Which to get for the new EDC. That one's difficult. The Smith & Wesson Shield Plus is a really nice gun. I will say that actually the one that I have is the one that I used a lot actually previously in video when I was running that for a little while was the Performance Center model. That one I liked a lot. Really an awesome gun. Had that with the Streamlight, one of the TLR lights that integrates to the actual gun. And I forget now which optic is sitting on top, but you know, that was the one that I was running for quite some time. The Canik Matei MC9 that I have, right? You hear that? That's the Kydex holster that it's sitting in, is right there. And that gun performs very, very well. The mag capacity is great, as it is in the Smith & Wesson. But the price point, man, it's really a really difficult gun for everything that it has to offer to beat for that price. So I might have to tip my hand to the MC9 on that one. What do you guys think? Let us know. MC9 versus the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. Which one would you guys go for? Let's help our buddy Iron Phoenix out. All right. So thanks again for the super chat, man. Appreciate it so much. Legacy Productions. Have you heard of the 360 Buckhammer from Henry and Remington? If so, any thoughts? I have heard of this 360 Buckhammer, whatever it is, and it sounds interesting. I'm sure we will have a video. Remind me to text Henry about 360 Buckhammer. Okay. So there we have it. I'm sure we'll have a video come out about that soon, okay? Anyway, thank you, Legacy. I appreciate it, man. Hector, love your videos, man. Never thought about bringing on Mrs. Morgan to do a cameo. I remember when everyone thought you were married to Katie. That is really funny, but there's no ring there. So anyway, thank you, though. I appreciate that. No, I was never married to Katie. Anyway, Faith, Winsheimer, end of the world. You can choose one gun. What would it be? That's interesting. End of the world, one gun. What would it be? You know, that's a difficult one. Either maybe the Mark 12. I feel like I always kind of go to the Mark 12. It's light. I can reach out the distance with it if I need to. I can run it close quarters if I need to. It's versatile. I can carry enough ammo. Believe me, I'm thinking 7.62, also 308, you know, but end of the world, you're probably wanting to be a little bit more mobile, so something like that, you know what I mean? Probably a Mark 12. Yeah, probably a Mark 12 is what I'd go for. Faith, so thanks so much for the super chat and the question. It's very thought-provoking. And you guys down in the comment section, what would your end-of-the-world gun be, right? Then again, if you saw our recent CF contest video, I did have on my phone marked SHTF for global positioning, and I ran, you know, all those hours, all those miles from the warehouse to take aim training. I did that all just for you guys in that video. No bullshit there. And uncovered in my hiding spot for my SHTF gun, the HKMR 762A1 long rifle package 3. You know, so maybe it's the MR 762, you know what I mean? So there you go. All right. But anyway, E Phelps, thanks, man. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate it so much. Thank you for tuning in. And he's got a question here. I have a Hellcat Pro, SIG 365X Macro, and CZ Scorpion Micro 3 Plus. What would you suggest I should get next? First of all, you've got good options. I mean, great choices, right? The Hellcat Pro is fantastic. I know Sarah really likes that one a lot. I've shot it. I actually like it quite a bit too. 365X macro is another one of my favorites. And the CZ Scorpion Micro 3 Plus is a fantastic option also. Like, good job on you, man. As far as do you have an AR? You know, I feel like everybody should own an AR-15. This is America's rifle. So I feel like everybody should own that. Get yourself stacked up with some 5.56, some training, good optic, good sling. I feel like a good AR would be your next bet, all right? And we've already talked about the IWI Zion. We've already talked about the Springfield St. Victor. We've talked about the Daniel Defense DDM4V7. I didn't bring up LMT yet, so let's just go ahead and throw their name in the mix because I'm always wanting to shout those guys out in case they ever feel like watching and throwing me an LMT. You know what I mean? Please? So anyway, there you go. Oh, man, talking about Danny Defense, we got Tanner in the house. Thank you, Tanner, so much for tuning in, bro. Good to see you again. What's up, man? Thoughts on the DDM4 ISR? If you guys don't know what the DD4, oh, my God, if I could speak, that would be great. M4 ISR is, I would say go check it out. Integrally suppressed rifle, or go a different route for a 300 blackout setup. Have a 2 APF 300 blackout pistols. So you can't go wrong 300 blackout, obviously. That's kind of like the one that I always lean towards, and it's something that I really, really like, you know? So I would say the ISR, the cool factor is huge, and that is something, you know, alone is totally worth it, all right? So there you go. Let's see here. By the way, is Rumble still working? Just want to make sure. Yeah, we're still up on Rumble. Great. Cool. So the DDM4 ISR, I think, would be a really neat thing. Now, the ISR, too, if I remember correctly, is only a one-stamp gun because the silencer itself is actually part of the barrel. So it's not, you know, a short-barreled rifle on top of a silencer, which would mean $400 in additional taxes, bullshit, to be able to exercise your Second Amendment right, following on all the NFA paperwork and everything else. So really cool option there. All right. So there you have it. That's what I feel about on that, Tanner. I would say M4 ISR is a pretty good option. All right. Humberto's back. I see you, man. Let's see here. Here in Brazil, we are experiencing a restriction on weapons imposed by the government. Yeah, and you mentioned that before in the super chat, so thank you so much. And I got to tell you, that sucks, right? That really does suck. Thank you, Juan Martinez, so much for the super chat as well. Hello from Phoenix, Arizona. Nice and dry out there. How are you guys handling the heat out there right now? All right. Let's see here. So, Brizzy, thoughts on the long-range AR vid. So, Josh from U.S. Arms Co., if you guys haven't seen our long-range AR-15 video, you know, go check it out. Josh is an absolute wealth of information. Talking with him for 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, about long-range shooting, and you learn so much. It's incredible. So, definitely watch that video. It's a good one. And I think you guys will probably learn quite a bit about it, all right? But let's see here. One car fast. Clint, put a stock on your gun. There's... Which one? I mean, at this point, they all have stocks on them, you know, that are supposed to have stocks on them. So, you know, at least everywhere I'm looking, you know what I mean? So, anyway. Continuing on here for a couple of more. My nephew in the chat here. Justice, what's up, dude? My pistol is a model 1911. Have a small mag for the Thompson. You know where I can get the drum legally. Well, first of all, you live in North Carolina. You can get a drum, you know, anywhere. Auto Ordnance makes them, you know, all over the place. So, you know, there you go, man. Also, you can just text me. You're my nephew. Rusty Shackelford in the chat here. Clint just popped in for a minute to say hi. Wife got a Canik Mate SFT and shot it over the weekend. She absolutely loves it. Well, hey, that makes sense because the Canik Mate SFT is badass. So congratulations to your wife. She sounds like a badass also. Hopefully you did some shooting with her. And yeah, I mean, what'd you think? Did you like it, dude? So that's great, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. And Jeremy Wilson. Hey, Clint Bud, you're my favorite YouTuber. Thanks, man. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. So let's see here. Jared, can we get a video on top suppressors for Mark 18 and compare them based off of price, etc.? So I didn't use my 10.3 inch upper receiver on the silencer comparison between the Huxworks Flow 556K silencer. I can't handle a Firearm on the live stream. Let's see how this goes. So, YouTube, I'm not handling a Firearm. I'm handling a silencer. All right, there's a huge difference. This is the Huxworks Flow 556K silencer. And then to my left, is the Surefire RC2, the SOCOM 556 RC2 silencer. Both of these are phenomenal options, and if you stay tuned to Classic Firearms YouTube channel, you will see a comparison of these on a 11.5-inch direct impingement gun, that one right there, that upper receiver, and also an 11.5-inch SIG Spear LT. So piston-driven, DI, and which one of these performs better? Oh, and yes, as I already mentioned before, the nighttime shooting, right? So there you go. All right. So let's see here. Alejandro Macias. One of those is right, I hope. What cool rifle do you recommend for us Californians since we have a lot of gun laws? So, all right, guys, help me out in the chat. There's some sort of key, something that would make it your AR-15 ultimately bolt action, which could help in this situation, but there are some other stipulations. Have you thought about a lever gun? I'm being completely honest. There's an uprise in the tactical lever gun market. My friend Jade Struck, she runs the hell out of her Henry 357 Super X that she's got tacticaled out, and you can run a lever gun quick and accurately. And also as a suppressor host, they're a lot of damn fun. So I would honestly consider a good lever gun. And the only downside to them is if you do need to fix something on it, they're a lot more complicated than, you know, your AR-15s and stuff like that. There are some pump action AR-15s out there. I know Matrix Arms is working on something right now. Looks kind of wild, looks kind of crazy, but it is a solution for those of you in these less free, less Second Amendment friendly states. All right, so there's something out there that you could take a look at in that regard. And again, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. All right, but anyway. Let's see here. Gonna scroll. SKS or Mosin now. Second Son Photography. Good to see you again. Thank you. And those are so different, dude. Like, for practicality, the SKS. For collection, well, that depends on the Mosin, right? Like, the short answer is both. That one's hard, okay? So there you go. Let's see here. Taking a look at Rumble really quick. Alignment rod, yep. Unfortunately live in, let's see, Grace Man Forever. I unfortunately live in Massachusetts, which is pushing the most egregious HR 4420 law, which is worse than California. Fortunately, I can move and will if passed. Yeah, y'all need to look that one up. It's bad. This Massachusetts law that they're looking at pushing is really bad. So, oof. But, unfortunately, moving out of those states kind of becomes your only option. It sucks because you need those people willing to stay there and fight. But at the same time, it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe more like-minded people would move into the different states that they agree with more. And, oh, wow, are we talking about a new civil war and starting that entire theory again? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that's fun. Let's see here. Piwali, thinking of tactical lever action, R90 stainless or Henry X model. I've only got experience with the Henry X model, and it's a lot of damn fun and runs great and easy to load and a lot of aftermarket availability for products and furniture and stuff like that. So that's where I fall on that right there. Yeah, Will Coyote going back and talking about the alignment rod, which checks the concentricity. I have a problem with that word. It makes sure that the barrel and the muzzle are concentric to one another, meaning that they're aligned, meaning that you don't have to worry about a baffle strike. There you go. Lever action AR for Roberto. Yes, you're absolutely right. By the way, I saw a beer in your name, and I realized I haven't cheersed you guys tonight. Almost an hour in already. Wow, that was fast. And I didn't cheers you guys. So tonight, not my usual. Usually I've got Lafroig, my 10-year. I actually have an 11-year Lagavulin. This is the Charred Oak edition. This is the Charred Oak cask. Whatever. It's the Nick Offerman, Ron Swanson, the Offerman edition. Lagavulin. So if you guys like that smoky, peaty Scotch, join me. Sláinte. Cheers. If you guys are having a beer, wine or whiskey or whatever else it might be, cheers down in the chat, all right? And yes, I'll always shout out Blackout Coffee Company because, well, they're a coffee company that is actually pro 2A and partners with Gun Owners of America. So that's cool. I do love Scotch. Okay. Continuing on here. Let's see here. That's a good question. It's funny too because I see some of you guys are having a conversation and then I'll read at some point in the conversation and then try to backtrack to see what you guys are talking about, and then I get lost in the sauce. So sorry. I'm not purposely ignoring any of you guys. But Jonathan Cast is asking a pretty good question here. If you were to get one of the Panzer Arms shotguns, what would it be? Oh, that's a difficult one. The M4 stainless. The M4 Marine model. That's the one it would be. Absolutely. Because it is an exact clone of the Benelli M4 with the dual piston design. Feels the exact same. We've done a review on the channel with it. You can shoot it fast as hell. The recoil impulse feels nice through different loads that you're shooting through it, whether it be slugs or buck or whatever the hell. And it runs so good. And it looks good. And a lot of the Benelli aftermarket parts work on this same gun, which I think is really freaking cool. So the Panzer M4 Marine model, because it's more corrosion resistant. Not that that's a big deal. It's more stainless in color, but if you're just going to rattle can it anyway, who gives a shit, right? So there you go. All right. Let's see here. Fabian Maria blogs. Fabian Y. Maria blogs. Okay, got it. What do you think about the Sig Sauer P320 M18? Would you have one for yourself? So the M18 is the Marine Corps' new adopted sidearm. That is ultimately replacing the Beretta M9. And I think they did a really wise choice on that. I think they did a good thing there. Capacity, modularity, the option for optics like a red dot, and all that type of stuff. Awesome. I think they did a good job. And what do I think about it? I think it's actually a really cool pistol. Would I ever own one? I would. Yes, I would absolutely own one, but I have right now the 320 VTAC that you guys see right here that I run. Well, you kind of see, except, I've got, the comment in the way, but there you go. The 320 VTAC, which is ultimately the same thing as the M18, the M17, whatever. The M18 is a little bit shorter, but at the end of the day, yes, I would definitely own one. I think they're awesome. I can already hear the keyboards going nuts right now talking about, well, just don't drop it. Look, it's fun to make fun of. Yes, it is. But at the end of the day, it's a safe gun. And I'm willing to put my word on it. It's a safe gun. And a lot of the issues that you see where people have shot themselves with this gun is because, well, they were reholstering incorrectly. They had it in, and they were off-body carrying, and it wasn't in a holster there either. It wasn't safely actually stowed in this bag when it went off and struck this woman or something. So, it's like, guys, and the gun doesn't just go off, right? There has to be some sort of outside force. Even if it is being dropped, that's still an outside force, right? I'm not here to suck on SIG in any type of way, and I'll let them have it whenever I feel it's necessary. But again, as fun as it is to make the jokes, at the end of the day, I trust their guns, and I'm going to absolutely run the shit out of them. Now, that being said, I still believe that there's a barrel issue with the SIG Spear LT, the 16-inch model, which, if you pull it one way, it's going to stay, and you pull it the other, it's going to stay, right? There's definitely always going to be flex on free floated barrels. However, they should go back to their original position whenever you're done applying pressure. And sometimes it doesn't go back where it should. Okay? Oh, and also like with the SIG Spear where I had the magazine over insertion issue, right? SIG took care of it, which is great, but it's still an issue at the end of the day. So there you go. But would I own the M18? Yes, absolutely. I would. All right. I did see a couple more super chats come in. Thank you guys so much too. I appreciate it. And Tanner, dude, no way, man. That is awesome. Wife had a baby over the weekend. Now she can get back to the range with me. That's awesome. Congratulations to you, man. That is super exciting. Happy for you. All right. Did you get her like a congratulations, mom, firearm for a gift or something like that? I'm just saying, I think that would be a good idea. Okay. All right. Did you have a son or a daughter? That's exciting. Congratulations, Tanner. All right. And yeah, that's just awesome. Let's see. There's a couple more that I actually missed here. So let's go ahead and get to those. Hungry 40s. Let's set up a boxing match for Brandon versus the ATF. This would be the team death match I would be willing to be a part of. I will legitimately actually start training, not just for a combat fitness test or a physical fitness test for the Marine Corps, actually training. If the ATF puts up, let's say 2 or 3 agents versus gun tubers, right? Winner take all. Second Amendment or no Second Amendment? Oh, all right. Just figuratively speaking, or hypothetically. If it was gun tubers versus the ATF, and you had to choose 3 to fight 3 agents of the ATF, what 3 gun tubers are you choosing? I feel like Kentucky Ballistics could take a punch because he's literally eating a 50 cal. You know what I mean? Brandon Herrera just proved himself because, he's the AK guy. And have you seen Matt? The dude is ripped, right? Now, I don't know if he can take a punch or not, but Demolition Ranch, I feel like, he could do it. You know who else I bet is just like a fighter? Iraq vet. I feel like that guy right there is the type of guy, like he's really cool, calm, nonchalant and everything, I've hung out with him a time or two before and he's just super cool. But he's also the kind of guy where it's like, if you're to piss him off, I feel like there's no way to stop him from just ripping your head off. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Just a couple of names to be thrown out there, right? But let me know. I think this would be a fun one. What do you guys think? 3 gun tubers versus 3 ATF agents. And if the ATF wants to throw the agent that was loading a mag with an MP40 aiming right at his dick, that'd be great. But anyway. Let's see. Joseph Jones, thanks for tuning in, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Your current SHTF stack, not just guns. Man, I can't give away all my secrets, right? I got some of my body armor behind me here, but of course there's some Mira safety equipment, which includes gas masks and things like that. You got to keep water, you got to keep food on deck, all sorts of stuff like that. And I think you should also probably be prepared to either bug in and bug out, right? Bug in means you're hunkering down and you're staying put. That means your food needs to be renewable. That means go grow a garden. Also, that means, learn to hunt, right? That's something I got to hop on. That's my plan for this year, is to actually get some hunting done. So stay tuned. With that also, like I said, I don't want to give away too much. Are y'all on the precious metals game by chance? Like, I feel like it's a good investment. A couple years ago, whenever the 1 troy ounce of silver dropped down to like $12, yeah, I may have invested a little. All right. And, that's, here you go. Here's 3 troy ounces of hand poured silver, right? Like, this stuff's fun. It's fun to collect. And I think it'll be something cool to pass down to children, grandchildren, nephews, justice, whatever it might be. So, little things like that, I think probably a good idea. Ammo, stock up on ammo also. Food, water, ammo, tradables, including firearms and precious metals. And what other else, things of value, quote unquote, that somebody might trade for. Like, honestly, when you think about it, backpacks. A lot of people might be like, damn, I need a bag to carry something from point A to point B because my car doesn't work because I don't have gas anymore because none of the gas stations are up and running because they've been looted or bombarded or whatever else now. So I need gear to transport shit with. There's all sorts of different things I think that you could use for bartering, right? So there you go. Anyway, let's see here. Hello from Phoenix, Arizona. Got to you before. What's up, man? Talked about the ISR for Tanner. Perfect. Eric over here is asking a good question. Clint, I can't decide between the 509 Tactical or TP9 Elite Combat. Losing rear sights on Canik kind of throws me off. What are your thoughts? I feel you, Eric. I feel you. The 509 Tactical is a really nice gun, but something that might honestly really throw you a curveball is if you were to just take the two guns brand new right out of the box. Let's say you have them side by side, which again, I've done this. I've literally done this. I've taken a Canik TP9, Elite Combat. It doesn't matter what Canik it is. You can take any of them, and a 509 and felt the trigger on them. I believe FN kind of dropped the ball on the 509 when it comes to the trigger. Now, caveat or side mark, asterisk, whatever you want to put. I will say this. If you run it, oil it, shoot it, let it break in a little bit, it does get smoother. It does feel better. Out of the box, however, and it only gets better as you start to progressively shoot it as well, the Canik just performs better in my mind when it comes to trigger. If the trigger isn't that big of a deal for you because you plan on replacing it anyway, cleaning it and polishing, whatever you want to do, then the 509 Tactical might be a little bit better model or better option. But then you start thinking about price, and then the Canik looks better also. Again, I love FN for a lot of things, but for their 509, not as much. I love the way it looks, all that type of stuff. And I also love co-witnessing red dots with my iron sights on my pistols. And I do believe there are solutions out there to where that actually preserves that on your Canik. I believe. So I'll leave it to this. If there is an actual product out there that allows you to integrate your iron sights, I think Duick Defense makes something. It allows you to integrate your iron sights with your red dot, even though you'll lose the iron sights on your Canik. I think you'll be good, and that's probably the option I would go with at the end of the day. If I can't co-witness, I don't like, for a everyday carry gun or a combat gun or whatever you want to call it, I don't want to rely on just a red dot. Shit breaks, batteries die. I want to be able to line up my sights at the end of the day. If it's a competition gun, sure, all day. Take the front sight post off if you want to. Who cares? So that's how I feel about that, all right? So those are my thoughts. Okay, Isaiah, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat there. Appreciate it. Appreciate you supporting the channel. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much. Tanner, again, thank you. Dude, I don't know, man. You're always throwing in the super chats, and I appreciate it, but I also feel like we should throw you something because you just had a baby girl. You had a daughter. Congratulations. That's awesome. And what gun do you recommend I get my wife and daughter? Okay. I'm just going to throw it out there. The American Beauty lever gun by Henry, I think is beautiful. And also would be a really fun gun for your daughter to grow up shooting. That's my mind. That'll be my play, right? So, there's that. For your wife, does she like pistols or rifles more? You know what I mean? So I don't know. That one's a funny one. Something lightweight, because I don't know, for just about a lot of the women that I've shot with before, or let them just even hold one of my rifles, like, man, this thing's heavy. Then again, I've also had Navy SEALs hold some of my firearms, the Mark 18, and say, man, this is heavy. So maybe I'm the problem. But anyway, I digress. Something a little bit lighter, the DDM4 V7 SLW, super lightweight, is a fantastic rifle all around. That's one of my, it's one of my favorites there. So that would be a good one also, just throwing it out there, all right? Jared is coming in with, dude, I know it's Jared. I don't ask me why I'm saying it like that. I just see the A before the D and I just lose my mind. But anyway, Jared, thank you, man, again for the super chat. Thanks for tuning in. What is a good amount of ammo to keep on hand per gun type? What can you afford? What will your budget allow? And that's really the answer to the question. you can never have too much unless it, gets wet. So make sure you can, budget and space, right? If you don't have a whole lot of money to store a lot of ammo, store what you can, right? But you also have to think too that ammo does have a shelf life, right? It is a perishable item if not stored correctly. And if it's just coming in the factory cardboard box and you put that in your closet somewhere, and if it gets really humid over a period of time, that stuff can start to fade out on you, right? So there's that. However, if it comes like in an actual ammo can, it's sealed. You don't have to worry about moisture as much, and it is actually staying in a dry place and it's kept away from the environment and stuff like that, then that'll probably last forever, honestly. So, there you have it. I remember my dad buying a Spam Cam of 45 ACP that was packaged in 1944. Opened it up, put it through his Series 70 Colt 1911, and it ran flawlessly. As long as it's maintained, packaged well, and stored in a dry area, you'll be good, right? So again, budget though. If you can't spend the money on 5,000-6,000 rounds of ammo, then don't, right? I don't even know if that's considered reasonable. But I would at least say 2,000 rounds. I say, a lot of people say, 1,000's good, but I like to be a little bit more comfortable and just err on the side of, again, SHTF. Shit, it's the fan. The dollar doesn't have any more value. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's pretty much true right now anyway. So you might want to look at trading and bartering. Ammo is something good. That is another precious metal. So, that's an option too. So there you go. All right. So keep that in mind. There you go. Carlos Becerra. I think I'm saying that right. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. You have 2 MR556s. Okay. Nice. Should I trade SBR or sell one? I like the idea of having a full-size MR556 that you kind of set up to be that, medium distance gun. You're kind of like a little DMR gun with a good LPVO. Like that Leupold Mark 5 HD 2-10 that I have on that Sig Spear. That would be solid to throw on one of those. And then SBR, the other one. Make yourself like a mini 416 clone. That would be spicy. And then, of course, suppress it all the time type of thing. Yeah. I would say keep them both. Full-size DMR setup for one, SBR the other. Call it a day. That's what I say, at least. If I had that option, that's what I would do, all right? To Pet Boy, thanks, man. Appreciate the super chat. And Carlos, I hope that's my opinion on it. Let me know if you what you think, man. If you agree, disagree, whatever else it might be, all right? Let's see here. What in the hell did I just read? Okay. I think it was a response from Roberto saying cheers, and then Red 73478 responding over the lips through the gums. I feel uncomfortable. Anyway, I do see here Lord Phoebus 47. Would you guys be willing to work with Brandon Herrera to give away the AK-50 to one lucky SOB once that is done? We've already given away an AK-50 with Brandon Herrera. Actually, you didn't see that well, we did. And it was one of his AK guy AKs and a Barrett M82. But yes, if and when he actually finally completes the AK-50, we've already told him we're doing it. Right? He gets to keep the first one. The second one goes to Classic and to an eventual winner. Okay, we may not have agreed to that, but, I have at least stated it, okay? So, anyway. Oh, man. Grace Man Forever. I shoot around 200 rounds a week, and this, again, is coming from, what's the word I'm trying to say right now? Rumble. There we go. I shoot approximately 200 rounds a week. I only have 9 mil, 10 mil, 45 ACP, and 5.56. I never let it go below 500 rounds before buying another 1,000 rounds. I do have 357 and 44 Magnum, but both are wheel guns and buy when low. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. 500 rounds actually sounds a lot more reasonable than the 2,000 I was thinking, but I also think in the terms of me. I have the room for it, and if I'm being completely honest with you guys, when you don't have to worry about paying for your ammo, that really does help. But I'm also limited. It's not like it's not like I can sit on 10,000 rounds and, oh yeah, that'll be fine. It doesn't work that way. So I'm not that lucky, but I totally get what you guys are saying. All right. So anyway, okay, that all makes sense. Hungry 40s just had a convo with a friend about using lethal rounds against home invaders. Oh, this is going to be so good. He'd rather use birdshot to preserve life. I'd use 9mm or 45 to eliminate threats. He said I have no regard for life. So you'd rather torture somebody and make them wish they were dead instead of ending a threat that could potentially take your own life. Because I don't know if you guys have ever seen what birdshot on a human body looks like, but it is, I have. It's not good by any means. The possibility of infection, the impossibility of all these other things that would take place and spread. And again, I don't know the mindset of a home invader. I'm not a criminal in that regard. And I can't ever see myself breaking into somebody's home and wanting to take their shit or kill them unless they did something to my dog or family. Right. So, so there you go. Unless they absolutely deserve it. Granted, that's all, subjective, I guess you could say. But anyway, Hungry 40s, thank you for the super chat. But I got to tell you, I think your friend kind of reminds me of that girl from the Whatever podcast where she would rather her significant other fight with his fists multiple home invaders instead of killing them to preserve life. And ultimately what that means is that you value somebody else's life over your loved one, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And birdshot does a really good job at causing pain at the end of the day, right? These ones are so funny because, again, you're not doing anything unless you're eliminating the threat. If they have the potential to still move, that means they have the potential to still kill you with, who knows, maybe they didn't think about your life whenever they were kicking in the door. And maybe they didn't load birdshot into the gun that they brought with them because they wanted to preserve your life when they decided to invade your home. So, sorry, I don't feel bad for the guy that made the choice to break into my house to do God knows what to me and my loved ones. I will kill that motherfucker. Sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry about that. I'm not sorry about that at all. Okay? If I catch him in the act of breaking in my door, I'll let him know. I'm going to kill you. Stop. I will shoot you in the face multiple times if need be. Stop. And if they continue, that's on them. They've made that decision for me, not me. All right, there you go. Agree if you want, disagree if you want, but Hungry 40s, feel free to send him this clip, and if he wants to argue about it, let me know. Maybe we'll invite him on sometime, okay? So there you have that, all right? Thank you again for the super chat, all right? Yeah, preaching to the choir. I know, okay? All right, there you go, okay? Oh, man, but anyway, let's see here. I'm not going to take the time to read it first. I'm not going to screen it. Let's just go for it or vet it. G-Man 252, it's stupid. Every red-blooded man on this planet agrees. This is a long one. I have to be up here so it doesn't cut off my head. Anyway, every red-blooded man on this planet agrees that if someone kicks in the door, and especially if you have dependents in your home, there's no more rules. You're getting fucking shot. Even Phil DeFranco said that, and he's a huge liberal. Politics only goes so far. You're absolutely right. I agree, G-Man 252, absolutely, you know? So there you go. I absolutely agree on that, okay? Oh, my goodness. It was Colonel Frosty on Twitch. If they need more than one shot to the face, you need a bigger gun or a smaller face. I don't know. I recently watched that, talk about birdshot. I recently watched that movie, X. That's that horror film that recently come out. And, spoiler alert, I guess, if you're into horror and you're going to watch this movie and you don't want to know what happens to this one character, I don't have to say names. One character gets shot in the face with a shotgun. With birdshot, from what it appears to be, and lives a very gruesome life for a couple of moments before they eventually expire. But I'm just saying. All right, so there, there you go. And I know it's a movie, and movies never get it right. But in that situation, that looked very real to me. And it sucked that character died. I liked him. But anyway, yeah, that'd be a terrible way to go, right? So there you go, Smash Beard. I absolutely agree, okay? Jackal and 300 Blackout, thoughts? I think it's freaking awesome. So, yeah, solid. All right. Yeah, at the end of the day, Mark Vickers, I agree with that too. The intruder is the one who has no regard for his own life. If they're willing to do whatever it is they want to do in your home, that's just that. I mean, that's it, you know. I don't know. Chet, you're right. Blow your lungs out with a 9. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Eduardo Merdes. Oh, man, I didn't say that right because that's Edgardo Merdes. Hey, Clint, a good outside the waistband holster for do it all, even maybe competitions in the future. It's a Canik TP9 SFX. I love that you guys are all on the Canik train. They're awesome guns. With a Trijicon RMR. Did the RMR cost more than the TP9? I'm curious. So Safariland is out of the question. Also level 1 or level 2 retention. I like level 2 just for the added, you know, just in case. But for a competition, level 1's probably fine, and one less thing you have to finish with if, you know, time is of the essence, right? But anyway, I always shout them out because I swear by them. So anyway, Alpha Mega Kydex holsters. That's who I would go with. They literally have pretty much everything. If you're light bearing, they got all the different lights, optics cuts. They pretty much got it all. So I would go with Alpha Mega Kydex holsters, and on checkout utilize code MAGDUMP. You know, just a shameless plug there. Okay, but I will say this. So outside of the plug, there's a reason why I decided to partner with them. They make great products and they stand behind their stuff, and it works really, really well. This, again, I'm not handling a firearm. I am handling a holster that a firearm happens to be in. Okay, YouTube. So this is an Alpha Mega Kydex holster with the Safariland QLS fork attachment that allows it to slide in and work. There we go. Cool. So there you have it. That's exactly who I would say is. All right. Before I'll make any comments, I just saw there's about a couple second lag on my screen when I'm looking at Rumble. From that camera angle, it looked like the gun pointed right at my face, and I just want to say right there, it was like this. Okay. Anyway, so that's who I would say there. All right. But anyway. Yeah, I see you, Andy. Get Alec back for another Game Face Prime video. This time, you and Sarah and Alec and Matt. What about Kaya? I feel like, because we have even numbers, because Ryan, our man who's typically behind the camera, let's just say he's recently come in front of the camera, and you guys will see soon. So I think a Sarah and Matt and myself, Sarah, Matt, myself, Alec, Ryan, and Kaya, that's 3v3 if my maths. So, all we got to do is get Alec back. So I need to start sending him these clips and letting him know how much you guys miss him. I think he'd actually like to hear that. If the guy was actually a good friend of mine, maybe he'd actually tune into the live stream sometime. Sheesh. Anyway. Oh, man, that scared you. It's all good, I promise. But anyway. Tim Johnson. Hey, Clint. I had to make a choice between the LWRC A5 or the Sig Spear LT. I chose the LWRC A5 instead. You should compare the two rifles. Tyler, I see you texting me, buddy. That's cool, man. I got one good friend that actually tunes in, so I appreciate you, bro. Oh, man. Yes, I'm watching it. I can see your text pop up, dude, through iMessage, so I see you, man. Everybody say hi, Tyler. Anyway, Tim, the LWRC A5 or the Sig Spear LT, I chose the LWRC A5 instead. You should compare the two rifles. Ooh, that's a good one. That is definitely a good one. The LWRC A5 obviously has been out on the market longer. That's a hard one to beat. It really is, especially for the price point in comparison to the Sig Spear LT. The Sig Spear LT I do like a lot, don't get me wrong, but I also do recognize the issue with that little barrel thing. Is it that big of a deal? As long as you don't apply pressure on your barrel, like, too much pressure, then it's probably not that big of a deal, right? So, that's how I feel about that. But I feel like you made a really, I know that you made a really good choice with the LWRCI, and you're going to be happy with it. It's a damn good gun, and I like it a lot too. So there you go. All right. Let's see here. I got another. Oh, Hungry 40s. Watch Olight come back in with the glue ace. Proven reliable glue. There you go. Got a couple. Oh, damn it. You guys crack me up. Got a couple more of the super chats come in. And yeah, let's see here. Two Pet Boy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it, man. Backup irons with an LPVO or trusty optic? Look, I always opt for backup irons. They're not that expensive. They're readily available. They're not difficult to zero, and they're a good safety precaution. Again, just in case. What's that entire mindset of 2 is 1, 1 is none type of thing? You know what I mean? So there you go. If your optic fails you, what do you have if you can't fall back onto your iron sights, right? Know how to use your iron sights. I'll never forget, except I forgot, the YouTube handle, who it was on YouTube that commented in one of our videos that said that running iron sights is like driving a stick shift. Do that, learn how to actually drive, learn how to actually utilize the iron sights before you start getting into the things that make life a little bit easier, like optics, right? Or an LPVO. So I say run backup irons always. Granted, I don't always practice what I preach either. I don't have iron sights on this 11.5 over here, but I also have a Trigicon ACOG and an RMR, so it's not like that's ever going to fail me. You know what I mean? Not saying it can't, but the likelihood is low. Very low. Anyway, Joshua Ketchum. Is your name actually like Ketchum? Like Ash Ketchum? Gotta catch them all. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm sure you never heard that before. You just bought an AP5P. Solid. Oiled and shot 100 rounds, but it jams a ton. Wow. Any recommendations on what I should do? P.S. Love the videos. That's awesome because I have an AP5 personally, and I absolutely love it. I got it with the binary trigger, got it with the suppressor, and it's sitting over there in the corner with, that's not a brace, right? Or a stock, or no, that's not. Anyway, and I've never had an issue out of mine. Now, granted, you have the P model, which is ultimately the Centuries K model of the MP5, right? And I actually used for the thumbnail in one of my live streams the AP5K full auto, the actual, or the AP5P, I should say, full auto. It was a little submachine gun, and it was awesome, and it ran great. What rounds, Joshua, are you running in it. Go ahead and type that in down at the bottom. What rounds are you utilizing? Let me know, because that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I would definitely say run 124 grain. Tanner, I see you. For especially a lot of, even on the break-ins of like before, Zenith was importing all the MKE MP5s, quote unquote, they actually say for a break-in, utilize heavier loads. If you're running 115s, might not run as well. Run 124 grain like what Tanner is saying and see what happens. I think you'll have a little bit better luck, and then once it breaks in, you'll be able to run 115 just fine. So that's what I would say. Yes, Blazer and Winchester white box 115. I'm not going to say it's shit ammo. I'm just going to say there's better things out there that'll make your gun run a lot more reliably. Once it breaks in, make sure it's lubed up nice and good too. Once it's all that, you'll be good. Steve, I don't want to think about it. ATF's ears perked up when you mentioned a brace. Yeah, I know. So there you go. Winchester can be picky. Exactly, Tanner, for sure. So I want to be the very best. Oh, man, that's pretty funny. So anyway, Raymond Salaz, let's see here. Offset irons to the left, offset red dot to the right. Resist the system. That's one way of doing it. That's one way of doing it. So there you go. Impala's saying try different ammo, try different mags. The MKE mags, these ones specifically, notice I've got 124 grain. 124 grain. This is that Magtech or Scorpion. Well, let me see. Get that thing out of there. Oh, 124 grain SAR USA. I wonder if I got these from Kaya a while back. But anyway, yeah, so I'm running 124 grain SAR in this one, and the SAR 124 grain is actually really good ammo. Stuff runs well. So that's an MKE mag. The MKE mags I always had really good luck with. This is also an MKE mag. We never recorded this. I just did it for fun. But we took an actual made in Germany HK MP5 mag and left it in the weather overnight with a MKE mag. And the MKE mag, I know Adam over there at Century, he explained to me what the coating is on this. It resisted rust so much better. I'm not saying it didn't have any rust on it, but it resisted rust so much better than the HK made in Germany mag that looked like a brown brick by the time I got back to it. So MKE makes pretty damn good MP5 mags if you're looking for some additionals to have. No, they don't say made in Germany on them, but they also work really, really well. So take that for what you will. All right. Anyway, let's see here. A 9mm plus P, I see there. Fallen 073, I need your help. I need an outside OBW, outside the waistband, and inside IWB, OWB, holster for the TLR1 Glock 19. I also had a TLR1 that I had on my Glock 19 for a long time. Again, Alpha Meta Codex holsters, they do wonders. If you want something too that is like one of those what's the word I'm looking for? It's a what the hell is the damn word I'm looking for? The collaboration. A hybrid. Damn it. There it is. Hybrid holster. Look up Black Point Tactical. They have what's called the leather wing that can be inside the waistband or outside the waistband, which is pretty cool. You're not set to either one, which is pretty neat. It's a Kydex holster that utilizes leather wings that conform to the body very comfortably. So check that out if you want one that kind of does a little bit of everything. But then again, there's also the Filster Enigma, which again, the Enigma holster band, it's a beltless design because it has a integrated belt as it is. Works really, really well. Also integrates with the Alpha Mega Kydex holster. So there you go. All right. But anyway, Tier 1 concealed holsters is another one. So there you go. Yep. Thank you, Edgardo, for mentioning that also. All right. And let's see here. Functionality is way more important than brand loyalty. I absolutely agree. but there's also a reason why I'm loyal to some brands, right? So stuff works. But that's also why I mentioned the other holster names too, because I am being fair in that regard. So there you go. Let's see here. Oh Lord, Chet. Make a triple stack 1911 because screw your weight. There you go. 10 mil versus 9 millimeter for self-defense. Well, 10 mil ballistically is going to take the cake. But for practical carry, weight, recoil, accuracy, for follow-up shots, all that type of stuff, 147 grain plus P, whatever, all these different types of, hollow point, all these different types of rounds available for the 9 mil, just like they are available for the 10 mil. But in regards to the 9 mil, get yourself some really good defensive ammo. You'll be able to carry more of it. It'll be lighter. The firearms that shoot 9 mil are much more compact in size than 10 mil. But if you're just going for overall self-defense, 10 mil ballistically is going to do better. And you're not going to have to worry about that one guy that was talking about, not putting enough value on human life or something, because there won't be any human life to value after you're done shooting them with a 10 mil. So there you go. Quadruple stack. You guys are just going on and on. Oh my God. Anyway, Frank, appreciate you tuning in, man. Hey Clint, been following the channel. Always great content. What are your thoughts on the Walther PDP? Looking to get the full size 5-inch, and you're going to love it. Walther makes a fantastic pistol. The PDP is awesome, and I think you would like it quite a bit as well. All right. Edgardo, 77 grain, this stuff. The open tip match, 77 grain. I know a lot of people are saying, what, a heavier projectile out of a shorter barrel? What are you talking about? Look up the ballistics on it. There's a reason why for shorter barrels, they're saying that the mass is a really good thing on these open tip match rounds from IMI Systems. This is the Razor Core 77 grain hollow point bowtail match. You'll have a hard time not wanting to get this stuff. It's damn good ammo. But anyway, Austin, why don't you guys like Silencer Co. and Vortex stuff? Never said I didn't. I actually own several Vortex optics, and I have a Silencer Co. Is it a Silencer Co? The Hybrid 45. That's Silencer Co, right? Silencer Co. Hybrid 46. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. So that was actually one of the first silencers that we got when we got our tax stamp, was the Silencer Co. Hybrid 46. And it's just a heavy can, but it's also great for one does all type of thing. So there you go. But yeah, I have no issue whatsoever with Silencer Co. at all. Or Vortex, for that matter. So there you go, I guess. Let's see here. Tanner, I'm just realizing, too, that I missed your super chat. Sorry, buddy. But, yeah, so here we go. ADM UIC Mod 2. Good lightweight option to run an Aimpoint T2 on. Yeah. Yeah, the ADM UIC Mod 2. They also make it in a 14.5-inch pinned and weld with the Surefire 3-prong. I have it sitting on my workbench over there. It's a Warcomp 3-prong that they have pinned and weld, so it gets you to that 16-inch overall length. And if you already have a Surefire RC2 that I've already talked about tonight, pop that right on there. We have an ADM UIC Mod 2 sitting in the video room right now that I actually think I am going to play with again soon, because it is a really, really good gun, and it is an awesome option for the Aimpoint T2, keeping it really nice lightweight. So I think that would be a good one for your wife too. Just throwing that out there, all right? But anyway, congratulations again on the baby girl. That's awesome. Let's see here. I did at one point own a Mini 14. I actually held out on buying an AR-15 for my first rifle and bought a Mini 14 because I wanted to be that guy that that was tactical and could run a Mini 14 just as good as anybody with an AR-15. And then I, bought an AR-15. So, Mini 14s are really cool though. They're a lot of fun, piston-driven guns, so that's fun. But anyway, Edgardo, hey Clint, when I go to North Carolina in November, I'll meet up with you for a 5-mile run. You won't. But if you start your 5-mile run and it ends at a brewery, I'll meet you there. All right. So there you go. Yep. Tanner, no problem, man. Let's see here. Crunchy Taco. Here's one that happened to me last week. Anybody ever heard of a Desert Eagle 50 AE slam firing on a fresh mag during charging? Side note, the firing pin and spring shot out the back and slide locked back after it happened. Did it have like so much force that it like, shot back and like got stuck in a wall or something, or somebody? I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Anyway, that's wild. I've never heard of that happening before. Thought Desert Eagles were actually like pretty reliable in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not exactly a gun I would take into combat, but it's one that I'd like to shoot for fun and I've never had one do that on me. That's for sure. Wow, that's wild. Also, I didn't forget about you, Rumble. So I will check in with you guys here in just a moment. But Ross 7S, do you know why so many gun tubers don't like Olight? Yeah, because they don't like their pockets catching on fire or blowing up on them. Anyway, look, Olight, maybe it was just one light, right? Kind of like how I can, maybe it was just one, but there were so many instances. I don't know. You don't ever, I don't care what light it is. You never want to keep it on or accidentally press the button and keep it on in your pocket. That bitch is going to get hot and burn you, right? Some might blow up and some might not. I don't know of any others that have blown up, but it is what it is. But I personally do have an Olight. I bought an Olight for my rifle when I was 19 years old and didn't know any better. And I still have it today, and it actually works really, really well. Last time I used it, it worked really, really well. Where is it now, though? I don't know. I run Surefire, so something I can trust. But look, it's an affordable light, and it works most of the time. So that's that. Maybe they've changed recently because they saw how much flack that they were getting on social media and everything, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it. So, there you go. Anyway, yeah, don't put it in your mouth. That was something that actually happened. A guy, he was holding the light in his mouth like so many people do to look at something, working on a car or whatever else it might be, and blew up in his mouth. So there you go. That sucks. Anyway, yeah, chat, the ion batteries blow your dick off. There you go. All right. So there you go. Dakota Kirwin. Hey, Clint, how do you feel about Christensen Arms? I love Christensen Arms. I think they make some really, really cool guns out there. Lightweight. They've got the modular hunting rifles and stuff like that, which are super cool. So I think Christensen Arms makes a great product. All right. So yeah, definitely check them out. Do I like the G3? Like the HK G3? Yes, absolutely. I like the G3. So there you go. Echo, you're also asking about AR-10 build tips. Nothing specifically for the AR-10. It's actually easier to assemble. Some people get mad if you say build, right? But it's actually easier to assemble, put together, build, configure, whatever the hell you want to say, than an AR-15 because, well, you don't have as many small parts, right? You don't have as many small parts, and the small parts aren't as small as they are in the AR-15. So there you go. But the AR-10, as with anything, take your time and do it right. If the barrel you get isn't dimpled, buy yourself a dimpling jig and dimple it. Don't be afraid. Just do it, right? So there you go. Crunchy Taco, no, it bounced off me and hit the floor. All right, cool. I'm glad that the firing pin and all that stuff didn't hurt you whenever it came back. But, man, that's wild. Haven't heard of that before. Sounds like an out-of-battery discharge, yeah. So pretty interesting. But anyway, Ghost Shadow, that would be nice, wouldn't it, if all the suppressors would be compatible on a universal quick mount? I guess technically they are if they offer a direct thread mount. So there's that, But anyway, hey, that's one of the, There's a lot of good and bad when it comes to capitalism. You know what I mean? One of the good things is there's a lot of manufacturers out there that believe they can do it right and better than somebody else for a better price. And by golly, they do it. And then somebody else says, you know what? No, we can do it better for a better price. And then they do it. And then it's up to the consumer to determine which one is better. And by God, here at Classic Firearms, we're ready to find out. All right. Man, that was pretty good. It's almost like they're hiring me to do this or something. Anyway, Khalil Ace, proven reliable. There you go. Hans, get the Radian. LOL. You guys are funny. But yeah, thoughts on the Radian. Hans Gonzalez. Thoughts on the Radian Mod 1. Is it worth the money, or do I go with the DDM4 V7? I see it. Yep, Hans. Look, man. There's a lot of people with Daniel Defense's DDM4 V7s. There's not a lot of people with Radian Mod 1s. And if you want to be in that high tier, oh, that's cute, you have a Daniel Defense DDM4 V7, well, I've got a Radian Mod 1 and shit all over the other guys that are mid, do it. All right, there you go. So, V8 God. This guy's coming in. First of all, love the name. Secondly, Modlight, Surefire, or Streamlight. Streamlight loses, and since Surefire came out with the Turbo Light, which is the very high candela, high focused beam, right? Bright focused beam. Modlight also makes really good shit. All right. We're going to have to make this a video. All right. Modlight versus Surefire. We've done comparisons between rifles. We've done comparisons between silencers, pistols, holsters, body armor. I'm going to do one with Modlight. Modlight and Surefire. And look, I like Streamlight and everything. They make decent enough stuff. The light on my helmet here. This is a pretty cool, I think this is what is this called, the Sidewinder? Yeah, Sidewinder Stalk. This thing's awesome. This thing's great. You know, allows you to have light wherever you need to look for your helmet setup, okay? It's great. Surefire doesn't make something like this. Modlight doesn't make something like this. You know, Surefire makes something like this. I can't remember what the helmet thing is. I've used it, didn't like it as much, and it sticks out further than what the Streamlight does. And the Streamlight also gives me more capability with different light colors and everything else. This is where it's at. So, and the flavor of fairness. Okay. So with that being said, it would come down to Modlight versus Surefire. We're going to do a video on it, and we're going to call it that. And I say we do a torture test. We do a submersion test. You know, we freeze them. This could be a lot of fun. So Modlight, if you're watching, Surefire, if you're watching, you might not want to see this video, but it's going to happen. All right. So there you go. Okay. Anyway, also, oh, okay, I didn't know. I thought my Rumble was like lagging or something like that because it looked like it was way far behind, but no, I just realized I was behind on the video and not watching it live. Anyway, so thanks for the comment, V8 God. Appreciate it. And before I hop back over to Rumble, I want to get over here to 34th Overcast Division. Nice. Okay. I'm thinking of getting a SIG Mark 25 226. That's sexy. Or just build a 320 trigger pack out. Two totally different ammos, but which way would you go? I would go with the Mark 25. The SIG 226 is legendary. It's quality. It's durable. It's trustworthy. It's reliable. It's got the reputation of just being a badass combat pistol. And the 320 trigger pack, that's something you can do later. You know what I mean? I don't know how long SIG is going to continue to make the Mark 25 226s, but the 320 is going to be supported for decades to come because of all the contracts that it's currently got, right? But they don't have to keep making Mark 25 226s. That could be just done and out the door. Like, hey, those were a limited run. We're done. So if you can find one for a decent price, I'd go with the Mark 25 226 and call it a day. So that's my thoughts on that. All right. So there you go. Thank you for the super chat though. I appreciate it. All right. By the way, yeah, Overcast actually goes harder. over coast goes hard. Actually goes harder. That's kind of funny. Victor was talking about the Surefire mod light. Send me one up here in Alaska. We get 50 below. I'll freeze it. Look, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I've got a freezer. All right. Buy them both. There you go. My Olight from Will. My Olight has provided me more punch than the 5.56 exploding in my bolt carrier. That's pretty good. Oh man. By the way, guys, it is 8:50 right now. I'm gonna let this go to 9 o'clock. That'll be 2 hours sitting here talking with you guys and hanging out, which I do love and enjoy. But I also like to. I don't know. I think I might actually start watching Last of Us tonight. I know I'm behind the curve. But, I think it'll be fun. So, there you go. All right. Let me get over to Rumble. Rumble. Let me see you guys over here. Still quite a few of you guys watching over here on Rumble, too, which I think is pretty awesome. So, thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. And I was talking about, too, like maybe oh, Lord. Somebody's talking about trolls. Somebody trolling on Rumble. Oh, yeah. Check this out. We got a shithead over here on Rumble. The Colin guy, too? How long until this guy dies from an accidental gun death? Is this one of those dopes who does a holiday card with his family and their guns? Oh, this is good. What 7-Eleven does this guy work at? Okay, all right. If this guy doesn't end up dead due to an accidental shooting, he'll end up in jail due to the misuse of stand your ground rule. Let me guess. This clown is a MAGA supporter. Actually, he's not, because Trump is not great with gun laws. He was actually very anti-2A in his administration, so got you wrong on that one. Also, I don't support the NRA because they don't do enough either. So how do you feel about that? Let's see here. This is the type of guy who shoots the black kid who accidentally goes to the wrong home and rings the doorbell. Wow, interesting. Okay. How do you block ass clowns? There you go. Over the lips to the guns. Look out, belly, because here it comes. Would say before a shot of liquor. Got it. Okay. Yeah, so this Colin guy, too. So you sound like a real piece of work, man. And I got to tell you, I don't mean to give you a lot of attention here when I've actually got people that are enjoyable to talk to and support me. But, go fuck yourself. And it sounds to me like you're more of the racist than what I am. And I'd also like to say one more time, go fuck yourself. So enjoy that. Anyway, strategic missed calls. I run RIP from G2 for my EDC because I'm deeply concerned about over-penetration and care about others. So the RIP ammo is interesting because it has a lot of the fragmentation that takes place. And you definitely don't have to worry about over-penetration. It is the most barrier. It is not blind at all to barrier. It sees barriers very, very efficiently and very well. But I will say that I haven't really tested the RIP ammo. It seems devastating, that's for sure, but not something I have tried. So, anyway, I don't know. I'm reading another one. Row your boat, slip into a stream, locked and load, tactical mode, United States Marines. That's pretty good. Get some, Clint. Yep. Exercise that First Amendment. Yeah, there you go. Keith, you're saying Trump trusted the wrong people. Won't happen again. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And I think this could actually be a good something to talk about maybe next week. When we start getting into politics and the Second Amendment, the Colin guy just felt like, did you not want to say anything more? Did you leave? Fucking pussy. Anyway, what I'm going to say here is we can talk politics next time. But Trump trusted the wrong people. Won't happen again. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like, Trump was also very outspoken against bump stocks and things like that. Granted, I'm not a fan of bump stocks. I don't give a shit about them. But banning them? No. There you go. So that's how I feel about that. And no, believe me, you guys are talking to me. Believe me, I know about the anti-2A legislation that Trump signed. So, there you go. So with all of that, hold on. Somebody's asking a good question here. Edgardo, Hey, Clint, I'm on the Alpha Omega website for my TP9 SFX. Should I add the leg strap or should I get the QLS fork and go with Safariland drop leg? I know the Safariland drop leg is what I have here. If it's the leg strap, that's something that integrates just into the holster. That might be pretty easy to utilize. But what's the belt attachment? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. This is a lot more overt, bigger and bulkier. I feel like if there's something specific to the holster that Alpha Omega is utilizing, then great, go with that. So that's how I feel with it. Anyway, yeah. So that, going back to what we were talking about, stay survived. Trump lost me with the take the guns first, worry about due process later. Yes. That was probably one of the scariest things to hear coming out of a president's mouth. Granted, at least he could form a sentence, so that's cool. Unlike, what did Biden make it back from the ice cream shop? We don't know. I think he got lost on the way. But anyway, yeah, I'm just reading some more of y'all's comments here. There, so Lucas has a good question. Lucas. Oh, okay. For the third time again. Sorry, man. I don't see all of them that come through. Okay, but anyway, I'll keep this one. I'll keep it right here so I don't miss it. All right. I'll get to you, Lucas, here in just a moment. But I do want to talk a little bit about the entire Trump thing, simply because politics and the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment isn't something to be gambled with. None of our rights are something to be gambled with at the end of the day. And if you've got somebody who's supposed to be the leader of the free world, who's supposed to be representing the United States people and is put there by us saying, take the guns, due process later, that's bullshit. That is something tyrannical and scary in my mind. And no, I won't vote for that. So, that's how I feel about that at the end of the day. And I know a lot of people out there, I've gotten it from family members in the past and things like that. When I say I typically vote third party because, we were just throwing your vote away. No, I'm not fucking throwing my vote away. I'm actually voting for something I'm believing in, and I'm not making a compromise like most of you people are. So how do you feel about that now? I'm voting for what I believe in. You're voting for the lesser of two evils. So that's how I feel about that. Because at the end of the day, I don't believe in firearm restrictions. I don't believe in taxation, and I don't believe in a lot of what this country is doing right now. So why would I keep supporting all of that? And I've mentioned this in previous live streams also. Is voting even, what the fuck is even voting anymore? You know what I mean? I mean, hell, if all we do is vote for the lesser of two evils all the time, then what's the point, right? Like, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let me host my live streams down here in my bunker. Let me grow whatever I want to grow in my backyard. Let me own whatever I want to own. As long as I'm not committing a crime, and a crime, there has to be a victim. If the government is a victim, then I don't consider that a crime. Not paying for a tax stamp or something like that. Then, like I was telling that one guy, go fuck yourself. So, there you go. That's how I feel about that. And there. Agree or don't. I don't really care. So anyway, let's get down here into the comment section one more time. We are approaching that end whatever I'm saying here. Hold on. I didn't mean to come off like... Sorry. I saw you stay survived. I was going back to what you said. You didn't mean to come off combative. I don't mean to come off to anybody combative, by the way. I get amped up somehow. Okay, that was a lie. I'll come off combative sometimes and you'll fucking know it. Who I was talking about before. Somebody wants to hop into my chat, my stream and start trolling. Yeah, okay. But to you guys that, are legitimately asking questions and things like that, I'll get hyped up. I'll get amped up about something, but it takes a lot to actually offend me, I promise, right? And I'm all about exercising your First Amendment right, all that type of stuff, just like I'm willing to exercise it here on this platform. and say what I want to say. Okay, there you go. Anyway, cool. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I see a couple of you guys are in different time zones. I'm on the East Coast here, and I want to go. Like I said, I might watch Last of Us. All right. So awesome chat. Thanks, Clint. You're welcome, Shane. Appreciate it, man. Saw a super chat roll in, so let me get to that. I forgot, and I said I wasn't going to. Son of a bitch. About the 1911. Damn it. I'm so sorry. What was it? You put Wilson Combat. I read it and I saw it and I forgot. Damn it. Damn it. There it is. Okay. Lucas, I told you I would find it. I told you I'd answer it. And I consider myself a man of my word. So here we go. For the third time again, I ask, who do you like best amongst the top 3 1911 manufacturers? Wilson Combat, Les Bauer, and Ed Brown. Dude. Nighthawk. All right, cool. So anyway, all right, if I'm being completely honest with you, I am not too sure. All right. I know and have used mostly Wilson Combat. And with Les Bauer and Ed Brown, I have very limited experience with. I can say I've handled an Ed Brown before, and it is fantastic. By the way, shout out to the man I know, that's Ed Brown. You're awesome. But anyway, so as far as those 3 go, I would literally need to have them in my hands in front of me, shoot them each, and then try it. Cabot. Oh my God, another one. Nighthawk, Cabot. My buddy Eli, 1776 Duck. He's over there working for those guys. So, damn it, that's a hard one. It's a hard one, So, are you, Trent? Are you saying exactly your thoughts on libertarianism? Are you responding to somebody else or agreeing with me? I don't know, but that's pretty much how I feel about it. So, all of you guys saying based, I appreciate it. I'm just saying. Oh, stay survive. The combative comment wasn't referring to you, bro. Got it, man. But yeah, you asked a good question earlier, but alcohol and firearms talk with Clint. You guys know it. I'm here for it. And the funny thing is, this entire conversation, I've been talking with you guys over 2 hours now. I've taken like 2 sips of my Lagavulin Offerman edition scotch. Man. Ivan_57 thought coming over to Rumble would actually get him to answer my question. You know what works? Super chats. They cost money, but they light up. They literally cause like a big, like they're very colorful and flamboyant, and I can see them, and it's very easy for me to answer them. I don't know what the minimum is. You could do 50 cents for all I care, but if it shows up, great. Everything else is if it catches my eye as I go down, right? And sometimes I see you guys that do like the all caps. You do the cap locks whenever you ask a question or something. And sometimes I feel like intentionally just skipping over those. I don't mean to be a dick. I'm just saying that's, you're not going to trick me. Then again, I also try to answer the questions too. All right. So there you go. Okay, cool. Speaking of which, I did see a couple more super chats come through. So without further ado, Ghost Shadow, have I tried an 8.6 blackout? No, I don't think so. I may have shot it at SHOT Show at one of the booths. No, I didn't, because I was only at SIG at Range Day this year. So, I haven't tried 8.6 blackout, but from everything I understand, it's going to be legendary. It's going to be something that's going to take the place of 300 blackout. Will it though? I don't know. It's something that we will try soon. So Trimble 911. As long as Biden doesn't come back. Yeah. But check out Mid-Tier Snobs. Are you talking about the Facebook group? Because I am in mid-tier gun snobs. All right. Just throwing that out there. And I'm sure one of you is in that group too, and you're going to shout this out. And it's been a while since I posted a gun, but I did post a gun. So I don't want to hear any of this wear gun, all that type of stuff on that Facebook group. I posted a long time ago. I did my part. I guess I can continue to post though. So anyway, let's see here. Quattro Lolo. What pistol would you EDC if you lived in a high risk area, like a very dangerous neighborhood in a city? Probably the SIG macro capacity, right? Sig macro, a lot of crimes that are taking place. It's not just one assailant, not just one attacker, not just one criminal. Now it's multiples. And I'm sorry, but that guy, was it Hungry 40s that we were talking about before, your friend? I'm not in the business of preserving life when somebody's trying to, when their mind isn't in the place of preserving my life. Sorry. Now, again, why do I keep saying sorry? I have nothing to apologize for. Fuck that shit. I'm not sorry. That's how I feel about it. That's how I'm going to go with it. So capacity in that sense is going to be on my mind. So the 17 round capacity, again, over here, right next to the Canic. There you go. 147 grain Federal HST 17 round mag of the 365X macro. It's easy enough to conceal, and that's what I'd go with. If you're in a state that has magazine restrictions, capacity restrictions, things like that, it's just going to come down to comfort at that point and carry a lot of magazines on you just in case, you know? So there you go. All right. I'm all caps, gang. Damn it, Tex. What exactly? What, as soon as I click over to the live chat from the super chats that again light up, what's the first thing my eye is drawn to? All right. I'm not showing any more all caps. Okay. I'm not doing it. Son of a bitch. Anyway. All right. Okay, let's see here. Patriot Warrior 556. Trump is the only one fighting for our rights, like it or not. It's all we got, folks. You offer a better option, let me know. Well, I think there's been a few, but I will admit this, okay? I will say that under President Trump, this country was winning. I know a lot of you guys are going to like to hear that, right? Was winning when it came to the economy. I mean, everything was cheaper. Everything was more affordable, right? Inflation was down. So I can agree to that, but I'm also not going to compromise and let a feel-good couple of years get in the way of the long road or the whole picture of diminishing our Second Amendment rights or any of our rights for that matter, because obviously the economy is temporary. It will always be temporary. Your right to survival and being able to defend yourself with firearms is forever. So I'm not going to compromise there. If I have to pay a little bit more at the gas pump so that way I can keep my rights at the end of the day, okay, cool. I guess I'll have to do that. But I'm also not going to be, I'm also saying fuck taxes too. So all of it, screw all of it. Okay. I withdraw from modern society. I hate it all. All right. Okay. I gotta start calming down now and everything, but I will say yes. I think I can also agree with G-Man here. Trump did great things, but his mouth was his doom. He couldn't quit saying horrendous shit. He acted like a child. The most horrendous thing he said was due process later. Forget the first part of it where he said, take the guns. At any point in time when somebody, especially the president of the United States, says due process later, you have thrown out the window innocent until proven guilty, and you have pretty much bastardized or just blasphemized, if that's the word I want to use, the Constitution. That's, again, not at all how this works. So, anyway. All right. Think we'll do there. Cheers to you, man. Okay. Kaya versus Ryan, top 5 fight. Andy, you posted that a lot, didn't you? I think you just kept on posting things like that. So there you go. Oh, Tanner. Great point, dude. Great point. He would rather send all of our tax money and guns to Ukraine. They obviously need it more than we do. Obviously. Ukraine totally needs all of the assault weapons that we could send them, along with all of the money that we have to give, because we're not in any sort of deficit. This country is flourishing with an overwhelming amount of... I can't continue this bullshit. Yeah. Thanks for ruining my night, Tanner. Oh, man. Okay. I think I saw one more super chat. I'm calling it after this one, guys. All right. I'm done. There's always next week. And if If there's not next week, there's the following week, okay? Felipe Cardona, Riley Defense compared to IWI Galil. Okay, that's different. So Riley Defense makes AKs, and the IWI Galil is the IWI Galil. If I was in the market for an AK, I'd go with the Riley Defense. If I was in the market for a new rifle, and I was either leaning between the two, I'd go with the Galil Ace. Because it's a Galil. Because it's proven. It's reliable. It's a Galil. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can go ahead and... You guys are pretty funny. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I'll see you guys. All right. Tanner Knight. Oh, man. So, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You said assault weapons. I did say assault weapons. That entire rant about Ukraine that was a joke. Yes. But Benjamin Winters, only because you're asking about the Mark 18. I do have the Mark 18 nearby. Just not how you're used to seeing it, because that's an Aero Precision, an 11.5-inch upper receiver. That I was doing a comparison test of the SOCOM, the SOCOM 556 RC2 and the Huxworks Flow 556K. That video will be coming out soon, so stay tuned. We do some low light comparison and a lot of type of stuff. All right, so I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But anyway, he's still Alex Thunder. That was in honor of Alec. All right, thank you very much. I got to stop reading these damn comments. You guys are going to keep keeping me here, guys. I love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I want to go ahead and just one more time. Rumble. I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about Rumble, except I almost did. So let's just go back over here really quick. Check out mid-tier snobs. Saw it. Ah, yes, 9mm lungs the lungs out policy. How much money do you think Kushner made of the taxpayers' back? You're about to get me pissed off again. You're about to do it. Oh my God, Ukraine is so damn corrupt. Pull out of everything and bullshit Ukraine. Golden Tulip. That's good. What is this link that you sent? Let's take a look. I'm about to... Oh, yeah, it's the Galil Ace. Yes. So, there you go. Anyway, okay. Now I'm done. Guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all the super chats. When is the next live? The next live, what is next week? Next week is Monday. That's like August, right? Are we in August? Nope, that'll be July 31st. That'll be the last day of August. July 31st, Monday, 6, 7 o'clock. Maybe our own Matthew Capaldi will be joining us next Monday. So if you guys want to talk AKs, bring it next week, all right? Hopefully he'll be available. So that's whenever I'll go live next. Again, thank you all for the super chats. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, it's amazing how many of you and continue to view, comment, talk, all that type of stuff. It's great. So cheers to all of you guys. Salancha. And guys, God bless. And we'll see you next time at Classic Firearms. And by the way, I didn't see how many of you guys are drinking scotch with me here tonight. So obviously that wasn't enough. Cheers, guys. Till next time.